Unlike the other video where I genuinely hate the person I am talking about, I merely dislike this guy, and I'm just doing the title for the series. Although he has managed to go from the victim to the scumbag so quickly, it is laughable. Admittedly, my perception of Bowblax was heavily influenced by the Twitter interaction I had with him. Although his response smacks of condescension, mine was little better. One of my pet peeves is someone trying to tell me that I am wrong when I am certain that I am right. When this happens, I tend to respond in a manner intended to humiliate the person doing it. So that is why I responded the way I did. Enough about this Twitter beef and onto why Bowblax deserves this video. So if you didn't know, Bowblax coordinated a conversation between Pokimane and Fainted to address Fainted's videos. It went about as well as one would expect, which is to say horribly. Or at least from the perspective of anyone who wanted to see meaningful change in behavior or repercussions for false striking videos. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent here, so we are going to link it back. One of the preconditions Pokimane had to accept this meeting was that afterwards Fated would stop making videos on the situation. Instead of Fated accepting, it might have been a better idea to wait, let the anti-Pokimane sentiment grow even stronger, and allow her to become desperate for a conclusion in order to avoid any preconditions. But we will never know. What matters is that he did accept this condition and then drop this video. At first glance, from an unknowledgeable observer, this could appear as Fated breaking his word. Except it isn't, or at least not fully. It wasn't another video dedicated to the situation, but he does talk about it. The title is actually a roast on the Twitch streamer Greek God X, or One Thirsty Boy as I like to call him. Pokimane even tells him to stop.
Alright, bye Pokimane.
Bye, Greek. Please.
Love you.
Please, no more hitting on me, please.
Say it back.
I'll say it after you promise to stop hitting on me.
Okay.
Say it.
I promise to stop hitting on you.
Okay, love you too.
Fingers crossed. Love you. Bye.
The thirst is too real, man. You almost feel bad for the guy. I can't really relate because every time I see her face, I just get pissed off. You know that girl who is memed for getting triggered by everything? Well, yeah, that's me with anything to do with Pokimane. But this video isn't about him or her. It's about Bowblax. Understandably, Bowblax was upset at what appeared to be Fainted breaking his promise because he had endorsed him. Therefore, Fainted's supposed actions also reflected poorly on Bowblax. I can understand why he wasn't happy about this, but instead of actually ascertaining the true content of the video, he jumped the gun and responded. A YouTuber by the name of Danaki already made a good response video to Bowblax's, but I don't think he went hard enough. That's what inspired me to make this video in the first place, so some of my arguments are just continuations of his. Speaking of continuations, let's look at why Bowblax thought that Fainted was continuing his Dark Side of Pokimane series.
Titled Pokimane's Boyfriend, with a similar thumbnail and title to the rest of his Pokimane videos, clearly showing that it's a continuation of what he was already been talking about.
He has a similar thumbnail and title. Well, we already determined that the title was a roast of Greek and had nothing to do with the Pokimane situation. As for the thumbnail, I don't think it was there to show a continuation. Before his first video went viral, Fainted had 500 subs. If one of your videos was as successful as that, you would try to replicate as many aspects of it as you could to try and produce a similar result. So that is why the thumbnail is as it is. He knows that it delivers results. Despite the fact that it wasn't a direct continuation of the original series, Fainted took down the video and apologized. Make a note of the text above, her time will come too. What I don't understand is that if Pokimane's disgrace of a response was good enough for Bowblax, why wasn't Fainted's? Considering he actually took meaningful action and changed something. Fainted was also going to get one of these videos, but I changed my mind. Not everyone can handle direct confrontation, and getting pissed off at someone for that isn't really fair. He may have dropped the ball in the conversation, but that's alright. We will just have to employ more drastic measures to deal with Pokimane. God damn it, I'm getting off topic again. Moving back to Bowblax and why he made his video. It might have something to do with this.
Do you like her?
As a person,
Yeah.
behind the scenes when I've talked to her, yes, yeah, I do. I think she's worth respect.
She is.
Sure.
Well, her success is
Yeah.
worth it.
Not
really...
from her success, but just for who she is as a person.
Ooh, you fancy her, don't you, Bowblax?
I don't know for sure, but it would certainly explain a few things. In the lead up to this video, I have seen him liking comments that disparage and insult Pokimane. Now he has unliked them all, or at least the majority of them. I thought about screenshotting some instances and then sending it to him on Twitter, but sadly I didn't at the time. On its own, this demonstrates nothing, but with his complete change of opinion on Pokimane, it's another matter entirely.
It's just a bit, like, petty and mean-spirited. Like, you can just tell that she's, like, not a kind person if she does something like that.
Perhaps Danaki was right. Furthermore, notice how he avoids any mention of this in his response, which suggests he can't refute it because it is true. The other motivation he could have had for making this video was that he was incredibly jealous of Fainted's success. He admits that he was jealous initially, but I don't think he ever stopped being so.
Sure.
So, initially, when the video did blow up, it was my situation. One, it was already solved, and two, it was my situation I felt, to capitalize off of. So, I was extremely jealous, like, the first day I saw that video blow up, but it kind of quickly passed after.
The thing is, Bowblax is an extremely arrogant and entitled person, and has been for a while.
This person is just out to just squash my success because she can.
He is making it about him when it was all about the drama. She would have done it to anyone who had uploaded the video. He also states that the Pokimane copy strike was his situation to milk, and milk it he did. Looking at all those ads, it's pretty clear Bowblax only cares about one thing: money. He was salty that Fated blew up and he didn't. He believes that he is the only person entitled to make a video on the subject and considers himself the supreme authority. Perhaps all that salt is what made him super thirsty in the first place. Regardless, this suggests that his video on Fainted was motivated by jealousy. Ultimately, why he made the video is irrelevant. He went ahead with it and it sucked. So let's look at some of his other fallacies and moments of hypocrisy in this video.
I mean, even Pokimane, who had millions of people hating on her, has been taking the initiative to actually try and solve this situation and fix everything and come onto my channel to talk with you about it, which she has no obligation to talk to you about it, just to try and solve this situation. But no, you just have to hide away in a corner, dude. Talk about double standards, man.
I am going to try and restrain myself from turning this into a rant on Pokimane, so bear with me. Bowblax says that Fainted is just hiding away in a corner and has double standards, going on to compare him with his goddess Pokimane. Okay, in hindsight, that's a cheap shot. He is right that Pokimane is taking steps to try and fix the situation, but they aren't what he's thinking. Meanwhile, Fated deleted the video because others said it partially breached his agreement, not because of the backlash he was receiving. Who's hiding away in the corner again, Bowblax? Privating his Twitter was a bit of a weak act, but Fated has already demonstrated that he isn't a large fan of confrontation, so he's just being consistent. I mean, hey, Pokimane is consistent too, consistently a scumbag, that is. Okay, back on topic. Let's see the next wonderful thing Bowblax has to say.
Honestly. But after all of this, I only have one question for you, Fainted. Are you gonna build your career off being a liar, a hypocrite, and a coward? Or are you gonna genuinely try to improve your content to be the next big commentator of 2019?
I could think of someone who fits the description he just gave, and it isn't Fainted. I actually have a plan to deal with her, but I just need to wait a few more weeks. Then the fun begins. Oh, but anyway, back on topic, Bowblax has presented almost infallible evidence that it was, in fact, Pokimane herself who struck down his video. Yet he lets her get away with her lies and screwing him over. Something that he probably hopes will happen literally, if you get what I mean.
Well, I guess this is what happens when an arrogant child butts into a situation that's already been solved between two consenting adults. YouTube is such an interesting place to make these situations happen, if I do say so myself. But if you guys do want to make a video on this topic and do your proper research, be sure to follow me on Twitter and subscribe to me on YouTube, because then you can actually see all the information and make an educated, well-opinioned video that won't backfire on you.
Let's ignore the extreme arrogance exhibited in this clip for a minute and the fact that Fainted is 19 years old. Consenting. Interesting choice of diction there, buddy. Consent almost has certain connotations in today's day and age, doesn't it? Makes me think Danarchy wasn't barking up the wrong tree after all. Regardless of his motivations, it looks like Bowblax has just stabbed Fated in the back. Before this point, it has very much been a case of these two against Pokimane, but now things have changed. Now all the salty boys jealous of Fainted's success are jumping on the hate bandwagon. I hope that it doesn't hurt him too badly, both his channel and his feelings. As for Bowblax, Pokimane is playing him now more than ever, and I can only hope that he realizes this. If not, well, he will continue to be a part of the problem.
But you have to remember that the only reason Pokimane ever gets away with any of this stuff is because some blokes on the internet don't have very much of a sex life, which is fine until it starts affecting others.
In the fight against Pokimane, you are either part of the solution or part of the problem. Now that may sound overly dramatic, and it is, but the time has come for theatrics. The time has come to declare total war on this thought. Every one of us must contribute in order to bring her down. I am looking forward to my contribution, I cannot deny that fact. With that being said, peace out guys, it's been Brash.